Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the next film in the Universal Horrors Monsters and Curiosity box set from Umbrella Entertainment, and it is 1939's Tower of London. So this is directed by Roland V. Lee, who we've talked about before, as he also did Son of Frankenstein, which is also part of this box set. And it's a historical drama that clocks in at 92 minutes long, and we've got a brace of cast members here that we've talked about in previous releases of this box set. So we've got the likes of Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, Vincent Price, Nan Gray, and John Sutton. But we also have joining them the likes of Barbara O'Neill, who was in the likes of Secret Beyond the Door and I Am the Law, and also Ian Hunter, who was also in a couple of horror films outside of this one, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the 1941 version, and Dr. Blood's Coffin. So in the 15th century, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, aided by his club-footed executioner Maud, so Basil Rathbone plays Richard, and Maud is played by Boris Karloff, he's completely bald in this, which I don't think he had done before this film. Eliminates those ahead of him in succession to the throne, then occupied by his brother, King Edward IV of England. As each murder is accomplished, he takes particular delight in removing small figurines, each resembling one of the successors from a throne room dollhouse, until he alone remains. After the death of Edward, he becomes Richard III, King of England, and need only defeat the exiled Henry Tudor to remain in power. So even though this has its positives, I do on the whole prefer the 1963 version of this, which was directed by Roger Corman and also stars Vincent Price. But this was still on the whole a reasonably engrossing effort, despite being more historical drama than actual horror. Although that's not to say that it doesn't have its horrific moments. The cast though is really good. Even though Price only has a small role in this, he's a really rather impactful one. And yeah, it was only his third ever role in a film. He actually worked with Roland V. Lee on his initial film that he did in 1938, I believe. I think it was called Secret Deluxe or something like that. But yeah, only his third ever film. So yeah, it's really impressive that he was as good as he was in this, being only 28 years old at the time. The setting is also well used while being really rather atmospheric. It is well paced, it's nicely shot. The production is overall solid, not just in terms of the costumes and the sets and such, but also due to the battle scenes themselves, which, yeah, there's only a couple of short ones in there, but there are plenty of extras in there to sell it as being realistic. It also maintains its dark and violent tone throughout, as yeah, it's not ashamed to or coy about the fact that, you know, people are being murdered here, either in battles where you see some facial injuries, but you're also having people being executed or tortured. And in fact, it doesn't shy away from the fact that there's multiple children in this that also get killed, as children are also in succession to the throne as well, and they are obviously in the way of Richard III. So yeah, they do get eliminated in this, and yeah, it doesn't shy away from that fact either. So I can respect it for maintaining that kind of dark and violent tone, but quite frankly, the 1963 version goes one step further than that, and I feel like that makes that a bit more effective. But for something from 1939, it is a really rather impactful, and I doubt you'd find much more of a violent film in the same decade than this one. So, yeah, overall, a decent effort, gets 3 out of 5. Just wish it, you know, was a little bit more impactful in certain regards, and had more of the horror that you would expect it to have, given it's part of this box set. But still, it's a good effort, and one that is well worth seeing. And yeah, it's in the 1:37:1 aspect ratio, again in black and white with 2.0 DTS HD MA audio in 1080p. So never owned this on Blu-ray before. So not only is it great to have it in that format, but it's also great because it means I got another film now to start the likes of Boris Karloff, and more importantly, Vincent Price. So yeah, slowly working my collection up with him. English language soundtrack with English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing as well. So yeah, no trailer for this one, although there is a trailer for the other film that is part of this disc called Night Key, but we've already reviewed that in a prior Eureka release. But there is Boris Karloff himself in his glorious baldness. So yeah, solid effort, but there is a better version out there regardless of that. So yeah, but nonetheless, if you have seen this version of Tower of London, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.